Hey folks, I recently posted a video where I unboxed this XTOOL F1 Ultra, which is a combo fiber and diode laser, 20 watts on each account. And XTOOL didn't send it to me. My sweet wife bought it, so thank you again, sugar. So in the first video, all we done was unbox it, see what was in the box. And in this next video today, we're going to do a setup with what came in the box. And then we're going to do a calibration and we're going to do a sample project. I didn't want to put everything together because that makes the video just way too long. You don't want to look at me for that long. So let's take a look at what came in the box and then let's put it together. Okay, for what came in the box other than the laser, we've got the power cord, power adapter. We have a touch screen that is used for offline processing. You can use it with thumb drives or with the onboard storage, which is about 7 gigs. We've got a USB cable to connect the computer. We have a screwdriver, more of an Allen wrench, that's used in case you have a problem with the calibration. You can make adjustments. We have a lint-free cloth to keep the lens clean. We have it's more of a brace that goes on the plate so you can keep things in place and put them in the same place every time. We have keys, 2 of them, that unlocks the laser and allows it to work. Without it, it won't work. And I guess there's 2, so if you have a business and you have a business partner, you can give them a key and they don't have to hunt you down every time they want to use the laser. So we have some business cards, aluminum, anodized aluminum, for our sample project. We've got this plate for when you're cutting, the cut pieces can drop down inside and they won't damage your plate on the laser. We've got a material pack that has a couple of blank coins, dog tags, necklace, a piece of paper, black, to help us with the calibration, and it looks like a leather pouch and a piece of wood. And then we've got some instructions. So we got this safety instructions, and then we've got a quick start guide. So we'll see how quick it is. Now back to the touch screen and the offline processing. That's one of the things I mentioned that wasn't that clear in the instructions I found. So, and there's a couple of other things. If I remember them, we'll get to them. All right, so let's hook all this up and see if we can get it running, and then we can do that test. So on the back, we're going to connect the key that will unlock the machine right here. The power cable right here. The touch screen over here. Just line up the keys or the pins and tighten it up. And then we'll put the exhaust on. But there's some additional ports. This one over here on the right is for a tube for a safety set, which I don't have. And then there's a port for it right here. This is the port for the safety set. This is the port for the air purifier, which I have an air purifier, but I've got the older one so it wouldn't have a C cable coming off of it. And then this last one is for the foot pedal. They called it a quick switch port. So, all right, so for the exhaust, I've got it running through my homemade cover for my 40-watt laser, and I'll pop up a picture of that. And hopefully it's going to hook right here, and then we'll turn the whole machine around. There we go. It sticks to the table pretty good. So on the side, I'll leave it so that can be seen good. But on the side, we have the top ports for the computer. These second 2 are for additional accessories. and this one is for a USB flash drive, and then the power button. So the additional accessories would be like a rotary tool. I have one of those too, but it's the older one with just the rollers. It doesn't have the chuck, so I'll have to fix that at some point. But we can hook up this computer cable. You can have, the other thing that wasn't clear in the instructions is, can you have the touch screen and the computer connected at the same time? And the answer is yes. You can have them connected, but only one of them can control it. So again, this is more for offline, and the computer's for online. So if you have them both connected and you're sending something from your computer through XTOOL Creative Space and you tell it to process, then you're still going to have to come push this button here to make it process. So I don't know, I'll see over time whether it's best to leave them both connected all the time or to just use them individually. We'll see. So this, we'll raise this up. This red button is the emergency off switch. So you would just push it to make it turn off, but to make the machine, put it back in a usable state, turn it clockwise and it'll pop out. You pop it, it stays in. Clockwise, it pops out. This, there's a lens cover under here that has to come off. And it should just pop off. We'll see. Maybe. It's not a matter of pulling that cord and it coming off. That's what I was thinking it would be, but it's not. So, there we go. It's just a lens cover, so keep it handy for if you go long periods without using your laser, go on vacation or something, cover it up and keep it from getting too dusty. So this label here is just telling us to remove that and to reset this emergency off switch. All right, I'm going to turn that on around. And that turned out bad. I don't want nothing on my nice new plate here. All right, so we will we'll calibrate first, and then we'll use that maybe use that L-shaped tool if we need it to do that test piece. Let me get this straight. It's really sticking to the table good. These, you can see these lines here. These lines are so you can line up any of those accessories you use, like the rotary tool. All right, so we're going to power it up, connect it to XTOOL Creative Space, and then we'll do the calibration and move on from there. But we've got everything connected. We've got power. We've got computer connected here. We've rotated the emergency off clockwise. And this process of calibration is, you have a fiber side, which is red, and you have a diode side, which is blue. And down here on this plate, when I turn it on, it's going to show two dots. Now, if those dots happen to be in the same exact location, we're calibrated. If not, then we'll get them calibrated. We'll have to put in some numbers. So maybe we can figure out what needs to go in there and get it done. Now, if for some reason it doesn't calibrate, then that Allen wrench that came in the package, you have to get up inside the laser and make some adjustments and try to get it together. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so hopefully you can see everything. We're going to boot this up for the first time by pushing the power button on the side. We should see the touch screen light up. For XTOOL Creative Space, if you don't have an account, it's called XTOOL Studio. So just go to their website. It is free. You don't have to pay for it. So just get an account. I've got one from a couple of years ago because our first laser was the XTOOL M1. And my wife still uses it in her shop. But I haven't used it in a while. I've kind of got to using Lightburn for my 40 watt, and that's what I've kind of stuck with. So we're going to hit this power button, see what happens. And you can see XTOOL lights up on the cover. Let me make sure you can see that. Yep, that's pretty sweet. And you can see the touchscreen booting up. The only thing you have to do for this is select your language, as far as I know. It's not asking me to, so I'll just click the Ultra and see what happens. Nope, it's not asking me for anything. So I will say that on the top of the unit, there was some tape that was really difficult to get out because I didn't know to connect all this up and use these buttons here to raise the module up and down. And I could have gotten that tape out easy. So just remember that. And that's there so you could do a manual focus. And these other buttons, let me see what they are. So this one here starts and stops the framing. And of course you can do that in XTOOL Studio. And then this big green button on the bottom starts the material processing. So over here, you have to click New Project. And it should come up and ask us what device. I think I'm just going to have to hit the plus sign here over on the top right. There we go. And there is a whole bunch to choose from. But we're going with the F1 Ultra here. And it is saying it is not connected. It's clearly connected. Okay, I figured it out. So you have to click device settings. Some of these instructions are just, they're not clear. And there's a lot of information out there, but trying to figure out a step-by-step plan for what to do, it's not the easiest thing. Maybe it'll be easier for you, but I've spent most of the day trying to figure this out. All right, so it gives us the choice, and that's XTOOL F1 Ultra. We're clicking that. It found it. It's giving me a safety warning. All right, so we're going to go to calibration. So we got these sheets of paper that I mentioned earlier, and we've got to put one in the base under this red dot and then tape it down. All right, I found some tape. We're just going to raise that up. Put our piece of paper, you can see the red and the blue. Hopefully, they're almost together. They're just a hair off. Let me close in a little bit, just see if you can see that better. Or maybe lower this thing down some. Okay, hopefully you can see that red and blue dot in the center of that paper. And we're just going to tape it down. Not too much, just enough to keep it from slipping while we calibrate. Painter's tape comes in handy for a whole bunch more stuff than painting. All right, we're going to close it. With it closed, you can only see the red dot. All right, so we're going to click the calibrate button. Just checking my camera again, make sure you can still see. All right, click and calibrate. I was expecting a firmware update, but didn't do it. I don't know. It's telling us to tape it down, so we got it taped down. Clicking next. And it is telling me to click engrave. So close the protective enclosure. We did that. Click engrave, then press the XTOOL button on the touchscreen controller to start engraving. So we're clicking engrave and then hitting the button. And oh, it already made marks. That was quick. It's got 2 X's. We're clicking next. And XTOOL has a video showing how to do this, but they talk so fast, it's difficult to figure out exactly what to do. So this will let you zoom in, and with a left mouse click, you can move this around. So down at the bottom, you've got plus and minus. You can zoom in. And what they're asking us to do is observe the position and then enter it here. But it is not letting us do it. So everything over here is grayed out. So I guess the only thing is to click auto recognize. Maybe they have updated this or something. I've seen some videos where they actually had to put the numbers in, but ours are grayed out. You can see it pop up here. So I'm just going to click auto recognize, and it put the numbers in there for us, for the left and the right. I'm glad they done it. Keep us from having to do math. So the blue is the diode dot, and red is the fiber dot, IR. So let's see where the dots are. And they appear to be right on top of each other. But like I said, I've seen some videos where the dots were apart and they had to pull them together by making these adjustments, but it seems to be fine. So I clicked recheck. I'm going to click confirm. And then it lets us go to the next screen, which it wants to know if they're overlapped or they're not overlapped. And it gives some examples here. And it appears to me they're overlapped. They want us to remove this piece of paper. And they are overlapped. It looks good. So we're going to call that good. I know it wasn't fancy. I thought I was going to have to do some fancy math, but I didn't. And this was just so they could put those 2 crosses and then calibrate. Looks like it done most of it on its own. So we're going to say they're overlapped. And they are clapping hands. Calibration is done. And now we have a firmware update. So we're going to click update. And it starts into the update process. Downloading, and I believe it's going to do it to this as well, because it does show us the firmware version. So let's let this update, and then I'll speed this up through the video so you don't go to sleep on me. All right, update complete. We're clicking confirm, and they have a tutorial for us for this business card project. So I'm going to click start tutorial, see what they say. We may have to skip on through it. We'll just do what they're telling us to do. Raise the lid. Place the card with the dot close to center. Close the lid. I'm going to click next since that's done. And it gives us this graphic, welcome. And it's got us set for 70% power and 2,000 millimeters per second. So this thing supposedly can function at 10,000 millimeters per second, which is crazy fast. We had to select process on a flat surface. We're clicking to select the material, which is the black anodized aluminum card. Now they're clicking, they want us to click to auto measure. So it's doing that. Guess it's done, but it didn't do anything. I've got to click to refresh the background. I hate to hem-haw around, folks, but I really have no idea what I'm doing with this. I'm just trying to go through the steps that they give us, and in that way you know how easy or difficult it's going to be. If I can get through it, you certainly can. So we'll continue. And we're going to click to continue. And double click selected text to edit it. We're not going to edit it. We're just going to click done and next. And now we can drag the object to the target processing area. So I'm going to grab it and try to center it more. And it does give us alignment lines. I'm used to Lightburn doing that, but like I said, I hadn't used this in a long time. So I'm going to click done and next. And now it is time to hit the process button. And now it wants me to click start. I'm clicking start. It wants me to hit the button on the touch screen. And that took 21 seconds. And it told me I'd done a good job. So we all like a pat on the back. So it wanted me to tell it whether I was satisfied or unsatisfied. And now to click finish. Then we can raise it up and see what it looks like. It's not hot. I'm used to things being hot coming out of the other laser. There is the finished product. I hope that's showing up good. So that's pretty sweet. All right, folks. Well, I know parts of that was painful, but I wanted to give you a good sense of what it takes to set this up and put it into operation. So we set it up, we calibrated it, we updated the firmware, and we ran a project. So I hope it was helpful. If you have questions, please ask, because even if I don't know the answer, it makes me research and it helps me to learn. I appreciate you taking time to watch. I appreciate it if you share and comment and like. It all helps the channel grow, and it keeps me out in the shop where I love to be. I'll keep learning and I'll keep sharing. We got a lot of videos in the future with this. So check back often for new videos. You folks take care, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.